Namaste everyone. Very, very welcome. Uh, those who have discovered, who are discovering the the joy of their heart, the truth of their being, their experience of life is very different actually. Their experience of life is more a choice between the higher joy and lower joy, not between suffering and happiness or unhappiness. No. That the choice between happiness and unhappiness is more a state of a being where we are kind of finding ourselves limited or imprisoned in the individual body, mind, and context of the individual life, no? And thinking that what we are calling happiness is the only option we have for happiness, and that is not happiness, by the way. That is just merely absence of unhappiness. It's like a peace, like a silence before a storm. No, that's not really happiness. Happiness is in our own heart, on the other side of this river of breath. No, there is a happiness. There is a continuous joy. No, so it's such a different change. Like it's such a big thing, big difference between the two attitudes, two outlooks. That one is that we are trying to be happy and remaining unhappy continuously. No, like there was a poetry which goes like this, that जीने की आरज़ू में मरे जा रहे हैं लोग. Like in the hope of living, people are dying every day. No? Living the death every day in the hope of living one day. No? This is that personal way of living life. No? And thinking that this is happiness or going to be. Have you ever had any happiness? Like we had actually, not that we did not have. But that happiness was not really coming from some situations, some results of our efforts, or some fulfillment of our desires. No? They were coming from something very different. They were coming from some kind of effortlessness, some kind of depth of our own being. No? And this is what I'm pointing at right now. When we become a little more conscious in our life, we are able to see that mistake, that I am chasing happiness, I am not really experiencing. No? But I can. What is the method to experience happiness? That method is self-knowing. Self-knowing is the method. Not self-knowing like what we heard about it so far, that okay, I know myself means I know everything, and not like that. Not like that. That too one day. But to begin with, starting with ourselves, acknowledging with ourselves, no, in some way. Because self-knowing already brings us out of that 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 mirage of mind where we are hoping to get happiness one day, and then we start experiencing the truth of ourselves, and this experiencing truth of ourselves is what is joy. And if we are continuously experiencing it, this is what I am calling continuous joy. Not that we are knowing continuously, but we are continuously living the truth of ourselves. But for that, some degree of self-knowing is necessary. Otherwise, it will be again the same trap of mind, where we will be hoping, oh, I will get one day. There are no, like by chance we get happiness. There is no by chance in the direction of truth. It's all sure. It's all very sure. No, it's not like, oh, let me try, maybe. There is no maybe here. It's all very, very stable, very, very clear. No? And after self-knowing, even if little bit, we for sure experience joy. Everybody experienced, everybody reported so far. Even if little bit, accordingly, we feel joy in the same proportion. But we are not able to continue experiencing it. It doesn't turn into continuous joy. Why? Because somehow our connection, relation, and understanding of life is not stable. Like any strong thought can pull us into something. Any strong feeling can take us onto a journey. No? We have discovered the joy. We are living ourselves and living the joy of our being, and yet we are pulled into something very easily. Why? Because somehow, as if the decision maker inside us is not stable enough. As if the one who is deciding about things, its understanding is not stable. Like things can fool, like a good salesman can fool it very easily. No? And for that, I say we need to have a stable understanding of the mind. No? Where things are stable, like they are sustainable, they create a tree, like a big tree. In the base, there are some understanding, and then on top, on top, on top, like this. And that cannot be shaken now. And that stable understanding helps in both the direction. It helps us live a better life, much better life in the practical life. No? Very stable. Our decisions are more lasting and accurate as per our capacity of the body, mind, and the flow of life and how life is happening around us. No? And that stable understanding, that ground and living from that ground makes us very assured in a way, very secured in a way. In a sense of securedness is felt here. And that's why when we feel like dropping into our being, we are able to drop out of our mind very easily. And now nothing of the mind can pull us. Now we cannot say, oh, some feeling came and I got out of my meditation. Because we have resolved that level of mind already up to some degree. Not fully maybe, but up to some degree. So these are the three things: self-knowing, continuous joy, stable clarity. Let us try to fit what you are trying to say, where you feel you are stuck, what to do about it. Where this longing fits in, what I talk about. Longing is in the heart in one sense, no? It is like in the heart, in the being, no? Like this. And it requires us to be joyful. The longing does not require us to be unhappy, suffering, struggling, like most of our desires that we try to fulfill as a person, we have fulfilled them mostly with a lot of struggle, isn't it? Like unhappiness, stress at every level. Longing is not that kind of desire. It requires the fuel of joy. It gets activated by the knowing of ourselves. And then it starts expressing. So this longing when expresses, it is basically joy expressing itself into creativity. It has turned into creativity in a way. But it has sort of a blueprint in a way for every individual. It's not same for everyone. No? Like a unique individual way of expressing. Like this. This is longing actually. All of it is connected actually. So that's why it is so important to align all these 3 points of self-knowing, in continuous joy, and stable understanding. What is stable understanding? In a simple context is that one team member was reporting that I meditate and some thoughts come and they are continuously pulling me, and they are continuously, thought processes are going on internally, thinking is going on, what should I do here? When you will be able to see that what meditation is giving you, when you are able to understand what these distractions are doing to you, then you are not going you will not get sucked into these distractions, and you will not get unhooked from your meditation effort or decision that time. This is a stable understanding. It requires a clear observation and a contemplation at the mind level, that do I really have to attend this when I'm meditating? Or can it be something internal, like a reaction coming from my energies? Can it be something like a resistance coming from my old way of being, where I'm all the time active and all the time noisy, all the time doing something and all the time disharmonious? That when once I decide to be harmonious in my being, to live that harmony of my own soul, that this kind of response is coming from my old set way, maybe? No. Slowly we become very easily clear about it. Let's be simple about it. The more simple we are in approaching the ground of mind or stable clarity, the faster it will be. What we should not do in the direction of stable clarity, we should not use half knowledge, like partial knowledge. We should never use partial knowledge as our wisdom. That is the strength of the opponent, remember. Partial knowledge is the strength of the ego mind. You should not use it, otherwise you are supporting the ego mind. You are helping the ego mind to win over you. No? You should be sitting with a very strong and clear ground of knowing something, knowledge. No? Like very clear about something, and then from here, let's look. This is going to produce more and more and more and more stable understanding. Like a tree of stable understanding. Whatever you are not certain about, for example, don't touch that. When it comes to stable understanding, don't touch that. Only start at the point where it is clear to us. No? Like you may not be clear why you are not feeling happy right now, for example. No? But you can be very, very clear that whether you are unhappy or not, isn't it? And this is stable understanding that yes, I am not happy right now. Why is the basically foggy part of the mind, where we are not certain, but we are thinking that I am certain or I can be certain. No. Like this. So slowly we all will come to this. Thank you. Because stable understandings can bring so much reward to us, both outward and inward. Outward means the life, practical life, individual life. Inward is the spiritual life. When we are trying to come to the heart, to the continuous joy. Meditation is a method. Sit in yourself. Do not do anything. It is the most simple instruction ever produced by anyone, and we are not able to follow it. A child most probably will and are able to follow. Children are able to follow this much easily. Why? Because we are trying to understand these things through this partial knowledge of fogginess of the mind. That's why. Be simple, immediate about it. No? Like, do you understand this? Yes, I do. Then follow it. No? Okay. I have decided to not do anything. Okay. Hey, it's kind of joyful. Yeah, it is. I told you, no? It is joyful to just not do anything. But for what? For this joy. For this joy. No? And for self-knowing also. So meditation that we are doing mostly is not really the meditation. We are struggling with our decision only right now, or incorrectly approaching it also, maybe, I feel. Like we are doing something called meditation that we have understood through the partial understandings of the mind, which are not stable understanding. This is not meditation. Meditation is the most simple thing. This is one of the most simple instruction ever produced by great, Gyanis, great beings to us. So I feel we should do something in this direction also. Thank you. Deepa, you want to say something?
Namaste, Rajee. Uh, Related to what you were saying, uh, who is the one who is talking inside us? Is it the being or these are the thoughts? Because, yeah.
I feel that this question, who is the one who is talking, is part of self-inquiry. But if we are not doing self-inquiry right now, then we are actually not using the right question. Let me show you a little bit. So when we say that who is talking inside me, we have already created an entity out of it. But what if it is not an entity, it is just a process? No? So we need to be open for this possibility that inside us there are no entities, there are only processes. No? And ultimately, whenever whoever has woken up to the truth of who they are, who we are, they have found that there are no entities inside us. There is no such thing as an ego entity, identity. There is no other identity like somebody doing something. I am the only one entity. Everything is a process which I am seeing, and it is giving an impression that as if somebody is there talking to me. When this somebody is talking to you right now, chances are that it is continuously talking. No? Try to just be here. Don't do anything about it, but only observe. Just seeing. Do the just seeing in relation to this who is talking. Immediately, that sense that it is somebody is talking, that will wear off immediately. That will wear off immediately. That somebody is talking. You will feel no, there is a talking happening. So this was being projected by you that somebody is talking. Now you are not projecting anymore. All right. Some talking is happening. Talking means what? Talking means exactly what? Talking is the report of the talking, or it is the report of the one who is listening? It is the report of the one who is listening, you know. So now you can know really that what exactly talking is. So try to see right now what is exactly this talking. And immediately you will decode. We need to decode these things. We are philosophizing them for a long time. It's our time to decode them now. Like we are believing upon believing upon believing. No, we have to unbelieve, unbelieve, unbelieve now. No? Come to the reality. No? So it's not somebody is talking, it is a talking happening. What exactly is talking? Let's live right now. Your talking is there, you are here also. Let us sit in this just seeing towards this talking. Let us just see and do not be involved. If you feel like reporting something, you report now, or I can explain as you invited me.
Nothing is coming as of now. It's all blank.
Yeah. So this blank is not real. This is just in the moment. This blank will disappear very soon as you will relax, will become more relaxed seer. Right now, without knowing, we become a aggressive seer in a way, like not so relaxed seer. Like we are visible in a way, we are present here. As soon as the light of the seer is present, all that which is not, which cannot survive in light disappears. No? In reality, what it is? Who is this who is talking inside? It is really not a very mysterious thing. Think of your own being like a eco valley. Okay? Like we go to places, no? Eco valley, I have also gone somewhere where we shout, hello, then hello, 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 hello. Like it bounces back to us. No? So all that you have spoken in this eco valley in the past is echoing back right now. Not that somebody is talking. But if you want to reduce this talking, this voice, you should not talk now, or you should less talk now. No? But what is happening is we have created a vicious circle now. Let some voice come, hello. Then you also say inside, hello. Who is this? And the voice says, I am talking. And you say, hey, from here also I am talking. What a miracle, no? But now you have given new voices for the future to continue echoing, no? This is how mind remains active, or mind can become calm or empty. No? Your mind should be full of your active thoughts, active voices, like what you really talk or want to talk, no? Not what you talked, you know. That's why whenever we are focusing on any subject and thinking about it, we should focus on that subject and ignore all the other thoughts which are inside us, because they are only echoes from the past, you know, and of no value in a way. They may remind you of something and you may freshly think about it, but it cannot really give you anything. Particularly if you are troubled by it, meditation is for you. Meditation means letting the talking be there, but not talking back. Not doing anything means not talking back also, no? Initially. What do you feel?
Yeah, you are right in saying this. Uh, I understand that it's a war of thoughts going on inside us, and I need to be just there, witness it rather than giving in, right? So, but at times I feel like if there is no thought coming in, I'm sitting in meditation, there's somebody who's talking, or why am I talking, or is it the habits?
It is the habit. So here two things are playing. What we call ego mind, it has two things. One is the echo of the past talkings. Another is the habit of talking back. If you meditate, meaning if you don't do anything, you are going to withdraw yourself from the habit of talking back. Like an inner silence will start happening now. You will talk when you want to, not out of habit. So, what is the vicious circle of ego mind is that the echoes of the past and habit of talking back. And it has to be broken. The echoes of the past cannot be removed overnight. Like our mind cannot be made empty of thoughts overnight. It can be, and it will be. It will be empty one day, but by itself, without doing anything. No? When you will not be talking to your past anymore, the past will not be there in you anymore. No? We are talking to our past continuously out of habit. Let us talk to the present, and the past will disappear from inside. The habit of talking to the echoes of our past and the voices of the past both will start disappearing as we will talk in the present, talk to the present more and more and more. But do you feel that? Do you follow what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. So, if you're talking about talking in the present, let's say if a thought is coming in, I'm like, this is garbage. I need to just negate it and focus on just steadiness in me. That is also talking.
No.
So,
This is not talking if you do it rightly. Let's say you have something to discuss, something to think about, okay? And now when you are thinking about it, you know really the process in a way, like a sense of direction you have, where you want to reach. There is a gap between the starting point and the end point. That is what is going to be filled by what we call thinking process about it. No? Like you know the end result almost, or you know the expected end results of this thinking process. Now this sense of direction and that end result, the focus of that on the result of it, is going to define the whole process and will filter out everything else that is not relevant for it. No? This is what is actually thinking. Everything else is habitual egoic way of talking back. No? Everything else doesn't matter what. Even if when you are saying, I just want to sit quietly, you are actually doing the same thing again. Even if you say that I'm very peaceful right now, you are doing the same exact thing again. No? This is my point. Talk in the present means talk in the present like this. Talk means think in the present. Think about the present. And we have very little to think about the present. This is the thing. And once you have thought about the present, about something, many things connected to it, mind will take care of it by itself without thinking. Mind is very intelligent. We are just not letting it be. Like it is said that everybody is born intelligent. And afterwards somehow we lose it. How we lose, we can understand now. We lose that intelligence, like it kind of is consumed in the past continuously. For the past, this intelligence is consumed and never available for the present where actual life happens. No? So is this understood now?
Yes, it makes sense. Yes. Thank you.
So contemplation is a process of being more conscious of talking to our past and slowly refining it in one sense that how much I need to talk to my past. At some point, contemplation can bring you to zero also, that I don't need to talk to my past at all. But it doesn't mean that what is talking in you from the past, not talking really, but the memory of the training, memory of coming out of experiences, the understanding, the wisdom coming out of past experiences, it can be still utilized by you because it remains in us, not as in the form of a talk, but in the form of a wisdom that we have to make decisions, to look at life and analyze it. No? So contemplation does help. Just seeing helps a lot. Where we see what exactly I am doing. Like there's some voice comes, some thought comes, and I talk back to it. Why? Why do I do that? And this why is where end of this process going to happen. Being conscious of our mind, basically part of it is this, seeing that what is really going on, what exactly I am doing, not what my mind is doing. And I stop that part. Mind will stop by itself, no? In the sense that mind will veer off by itself. No? Mind is an effect only, no, from created from our own effort of the past. So is this clear now? I think it's good, no?
Yes, yes, indeed. I'm able to see it, but yeah, the stop part, I need to inculcate that.
It is going to take little time. I explain to you so that it becomes like a background or an invitation for you to understand it by yourself inside. And then as you will actually practice it, you will become clear. One key point about truth is that truth is immediate. Remember this. Meaning truth is immediately true. It's not going to become true tomorrow. So everything which I have shared is immediately true. Whenever you will check, immediately it will become clear to you that it is so. And you can immediately become free from it also. So don't believe that it's going to take long time. Don't believe that. That is because we are living in this state for so long that we have we don't trust that I can become immediately free. Like we have taken it as a real imprisonment. Like it's a real imprisonment and slowly doors will open. Slowly one door after another will open. Slowly one wall after another will fall. No, we are believing it like this. If you do that, it is going to take as long as you believe it to be. So through the spiritual process, you can meet the truth or you can veer off your belief slowly. No? You decide how do you want it.
I guess both work simultaneously, right?
Right, right. You are right. Because there are some beliefs which are so deep inside us that we are not aware of them. We don't know them as beliefs yet. And they start wearing off through this light of truth, even without we knowing them. That's why we start feeling more full of light, more full of clarity, more full of stable understanding. Like stable understanding is not really something that happens tomorrow. It happens this very moment. What happens tomorrow is the part of the thought process. It's the part of the mind. Mind means the memories. Mind means the talking part also. All of that together and the wisdom, the intelligence together is concluding something out of it, out of everything. That is not a stable understanding. Both way. Neither the understanding itself is stable or saved in a stable place, nor what it depends on is stable. All the variables it depends on, they remain variable. They keep changing. So at the max we can say in this moment this is what I understand. This should not be the case. This is possible in the mind to have such understanding which will serve in future also. That we don't keep feeling that kind of weakness and confusion inside us, no? Shakiness or instability inside us, no? No, stable understanding does help a lot. So I think good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm happy to share like this with beings like you. Thank you, beloved.
Gee, I want to freshly listen from you, right listening, because I have experience. I listen to you word by word, but sometimes some subject is very interesting and try to understand my mind. So how I just be remain in word by word, listening to you with my heart, can say.
See, you are talking about right listening in satsang, right? So, because right listening in different contexts will be different. So, right listening in satsang, what is right listening in satsang? Actually, any listening is connected to the purpose of listening. What is the purpose of listening in satsang? Be clear about it first. And more importantly, what is your purpose of listening in satsang? No? First, be clear about it.
Gee, I'm struggling with distract with my emotion or thought process in during the satsang, and I don't want to.
Distracted for what? What are you trying to do in satsang? Which, from which you get distracted into thoughts and feelings? What are you trying to do in satsang? Like what are you trying to attain particularly? Because in general we are doing the same thing, but I would be it would be very good if you can make it more individual and not generalized in a way. Like generalized plus individual also. No?
I feel I want to be with myself, but I am not able to with myself, so I am doing this
Myself
technique.
being what? What will be this myself? Who is this myself? Meaning, is it the true self you are talking about? Or
Gee, my true self.
so you don't want to be with yourself as a person. You don't want to be with your personal person self. You want to be with your true self. No? During satsang, this is your purpose of being in satsang and purpose of listening. And that's why you want to understand what is the right way of listening or right listening. Yes? For this purpose, that I want to live my true self and not my false self during satsang, because I see it as a opportunity and possibility here. The process is really very, very, very simple. This process is the most simple. That's why knowing, self-knowing is the most simple possibility in satsang for anyone who is interested. And the method is this. This is the method. Right listening is the method. What you can do for this particular purpose is that you listen this what is being shared right now. And it is going to stir up the mind in the sense that it is going to bring selective thoughts inside you which are relevant for this what is being shared right now, the topic. And also it will activate your habit of getting engaged with your thoughts in trying to understand what is being shared. Ignore both. Ignore the thoughts which get activated in you and ignore your habit of getting engaged in trying to understand also, both. Why? So that you can focus on the next statement. Now I'm talking the next statement. So try to listen in the sense of a sound. The clarity of the sound of the next statement matters much more now. Not the meaning of it so much. The texture, the vibration which it carries right now should be lived, not the meaning of it. No? And this is going to make you free from the habit of getting engaged with the mind continuously. And it will enable you to live the vibration which is being lived, the light of truth which is present here, and which is again further going to enable you to remain as the true self that you are. And very soon you will start sensing and feeling that yes, I am living my true self. This is the simple process.
The means I can say I feel in my heart and listening to you. It is correct, or I'm
In my heart. What is in my heart? Like, can you explain it?
listening to my heart.
Listening to my heart.
Means I feel sometimes mind is try to understand. I have knowledge. I have experience of what it is feeling, and sometimes I listen to you like I'm listening to you, my heart.
No, it is not that also. It is really all about this guy who is talking here right now in this chair, not about anything happening to you inside you. This is the difficult part of it. Because as I said, you are asking a very specific thing. You want to attain a very specific thing in satsang, that I want to live my true self. And for that, I want to use listening as a tool, as a method. Then this listening is going to be different now, if you want that. No? All the so-called feelings or the states of the heart are nothing but a effect created in some way by ego only. So basically, absolutely everything to be ignored, whatever is happening inside you. What is echoing inside you, what sound is happening inside you is less important. How much you fill your heart with this sound which is happening right now, this is speaker's sound, the vibration of this speaker is important for you, for this method. It's a very specific method, remember. It's not for everybody. I'm not suggesting to any one of you that you should do it like this. You know, because for me, conversation is the greatest possible opportunity to communicate with each other, to understand each other. So I'm not saying that any one of you should do like this. But if you are asking for a very specific purpose to attain something and using a certain method, this is the method.
Yes, Ji, very clear. Thank you so
So what will
much.
happen is that everything that is happening inside you is part of ego. You should consider it like this, for this context only. Everything. Like everything means everything.
Thank you so much, Ji. It will help me a lot.
Let's see.
Thank you.
Because it's not easy, I know. I'm not trying to demotivate you, but I know it's not easy. And you yourself have tried this in the past many times and you did not succeed. No? That's based on that I'm saying, the more clearly you understand, the better.
Ji, I listen once again the recording and I try to understand what is the
No, but
Many.
whatever you have understood, you should practice this also right now or not?
Yes, Ji.
Yeah.
Right now I'm.
Yeah. So practice it right now, and in case something is not clear and we still have some time, like, in between, you can immediately talk also.
Yes, Ji. Yes, thank you so
Yeah.
much, Ji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This method basically is going to keep you in the present. This is the method. And that's the whole art of living the truth of who we are. Remain in the present. Like, is self-inquiry, for example, does what? It does basically break our continuous engagement with the mind, which keeps us in a way in the mind or in the past, meaning which does not let us hit the reality of the present. And then when it breaks, we fall or we remain where we are. We hit the reality of this moment. And in this moment, we find ourselves to be what we really are, and we are able to live the truth of who we are. Exact same process happens in self-inquiry also. You are just using a different method, but the process will be exactly same in a way, or self and result will be same. Process may be different. Yes? Thank you. Meera, you want to say something?
It comes while listening to you. It comes to my mind because we spoke about that I'm doing this Kung Fu training now. And and that Rajee is also a Kung Fu master. Because Kung Fu actually means becoming very good at something. And you're helping us to understand better.
Yes, yes. It's very good what you are saying. It's very, very, very. I like this. Like if you become good at knowing yourself, like self-knowing, which is the most simple thing, by the way, to succeed in. This is the highest possibility of succeeding would be in self-knowing. Everything else is more difficult than this, no? Then what happens is that it is going to open our wisdom. That now I want more. More in what direction? More in the direction of living. In the heart we will feel why I am unnecessarily living negativity. Like we will become so clear that yes, it is possible to live the joy. Like joy is nothing but the truth, the beauty of who you are translated into energetic vibration, like a vibration which can be lived into experience. Joy is nothing but the truth of yourself, beauty of yourself got converted into experience. No? At the level of life where vibration happens and it is experienced. No? It will naturally happen as you will be more complete in a way, like it will start overflowing in a way. No? And then when this joy will be continuous and will overflow, you will naturally feel that something is kind of not okay in my mind. Why I'm thinking many times about things, confusion about things. What is this confusion about things? Like this, it is said that if you balance one thing, it will balance everything in your life. No? You see, because if you balance one thing well, it is going to not balance everything in your life. It is going to balance you. And you are going to balance everything in your life, no? You see what I mean? This is what I think you are saying. And I like it, it's true. Just do one thing, but do it so well, it can balance you and can balance everything else in your life, no? It's true.
Yes, exactly how you said, like it influences all the parts kind of the life, no? And also like this week, I felt like you're shaking a bottle or something, and many things kind of are adjusting themselves, and it's not necessarily physically always comfortable. Like there's some fog sometimes, and It's just, but it's okay how it is, and it just almost gets absorbed in where you're doing. And I feel you're teaching very much with me these days, like everything, like just, yeah, I always hear your voice when you say like, be fully in this, what you're doing. And like in the car last time, I catched myself on the way to the training. There was still sometimes some thinking coming, but it was seen. And then I remembered when you said that you speak about the longing, no? And that it's not a fight to become free from this, but it's a love, no? Immediately it changed just this memory.
Yeah. Actually, it's a very wrong attitude towards many things we have. Mainly because we are suffering. Suffering means we are struggling internally in a way. Because of misunderstandings, because of wrong understanding, unstable state of mind, unstable understandings. It is a love affair. The longing is a love affair. And it is not going to end, it is going to only begin. It is like being in love continuously after that. Like, they lived happily ever after. This is the story of the soul. When you come in touch with your longing. Like everything is made of love, and it is kind of bubbling out of you, converting into your strength at every level, at the level of decision making, at the level of thinking, at the level of physical level, at the level of, understanding everything. You know. And it is all so beautiful here. Like it is making everything which is outward, like expression, more and more beautiful. And yet somehow you get pulled into it every now and then. Because this is even more beautiful than anything it is expressing. This is that embrace of love again and again. And then you come out of it again, express yourself again. Then you fall back into it again. This is what is, they lived happily ever after for me. It's like there are two without being two here. And slowly this longing, when manifesting, expressing itself as joy, as creativity, as love, as balance, it also start waking you up, and it will show you that what this longing is, who made it, and who you are, and who made you also. The higher truth of life is revealed, which is truth of God. Even the glimpse of God in the thought can serve so much. What to say of the direct experience of God here, no? Like this. So longing is, yes. Like before that, we are not really living in a way. That's why we are searching what to do, like what to do, which business to do, where to go. We are just searching mainly because we are not living what we are in a way destined to live or made to live. Like we are created to live, no, in a certain way, and we are not living that. That what we are created to live is the longing. There is no other way to be happy in this life. There is no other way to be happy in this life. Really, one single way. This, allowing this longing to express itself. And every bit of it, every expression of it is only joy and more joy and more joy. If it is not the longing. Remember, it's just egoic ideas of longing. It is all self-supported. It is all united with the being of life. It is not like, oh, I don't know what to do now. Neither you feel doubts or fears of future and like this. You know very, very less, but you have no doubts and fears now. In comparison to when we know a lot and we are so full of doubts and fears. So this is that connection with the source, with the beloved. And our heart has been calling us for a long, long, long time. We have to listen, answer this call now. Otherwise it might be too late for some of us. No? it is always too late. You know, we should immediately, I feel we should immediately listen to this call. I want to be very direct with all of you now. I feel we should immediately listen to this call, because this call is not going to make us a kind of monk or somebody, you know. It's just going to make us complete and connected with the source, no? Secured, free, joyful, loving. Like everything that we have in our life will be there, plus multiplied, like, you know, with higher, much more magnitude of the same thing, and plus no sense of dividedness from the source, which is a big thing really. In every breath you can feel, no? You can feel the source. No? Our existence actually is the evidence of the existence of the source, of the Supreme. No? Every breath, it is showing this. No? So that's why for me breathing is not an ordinary thing. Physical body, breathing, most important. All our great thoughts cannot compare with this simple thing called breathing. In this Last Samurai movie, no? In this movie, Last Samurai, this guy, you know, hero, is learning martial arts, and in the village, no? These people are teaching, and the one who is training is beating him continuously. And they are not using the sword; they are just using the bamboo stick. And his friend, he had a friend also. His friend said, "Too many minds," because they did not know English so much, so he was just using in a few words. He said, "Too many minds. Bamboo stick, mind. I, mind. You, mind. This mind, that mind. Too many mind. One mind. Only one mind." He said like this. You see, this is what I'm saying. One mind means one integrated being, doer, thinker, decision maker, one who is experiencing it. This one is what is the rootedness into the God, into the longing, into the heart, into our being. This is what I call samagrata. Samagrata basically is not really same as ekagrata. Ekagrata is concentration. Concentration is where we are trying to focus on one subject, where rest of our minds, many minds, are trying to focus on the rest of the world, including the aliens and 3i Atlas and everything. No, samagrata is where we don't have many minds. We have one mind. One mind means one thinker, no? Now, how difficult it will be for one thinker to decide which thought to attend and which not inside us. You know that you want to think about this. You know which thoughts are supporting it and which thoughts are not. You know what I mean? So thoughts are never a problem. Thoughts are never a problem inside us. Thinker is. The decision, the interest of the thinker is. No? You see. Samagrata is the resolution, in a way, clarity, in a way, refinement of the interest of the thinker. That it becomes clear that, okay, I'm going to really, my best options are to do what I'm doing right now. Then I can get maximum from my day and maximum from my life. So samagrata is a method for the soul to get the maximum from the day and maximum from life. No? You can understand it so much now. No? So those who are very calm and just focusing on what they are doing, they are not losing this whole world. Oh my God, what? You are losing everything. No, those who are involved in everything, they are losing the whole opportunity of life. But there it looks like you know what we call fear of missing out. It looks like we are living in the fear of missing out continuously there. Nobody can really deeply experience anything in the fear, no? And then that becomes a vicious circle. Not experiencing anything deeply, and then wanting to experience everything, because we did not experience anything deeply. But then again, not experiencing that thing deeply also. You see what I mean? This has to break somewhere. This is what is the vicious circle of ego, which has discontentment, which has all type of fears, confusions and like no sense of direction, what to do, where to go. There's nowhere to go. Just here is the place. Right this moment is the time. Always so. Always so. So there's no way one can be lost anywhere. I know it's not that easy, but at least we are trying. No? Thank you. Thank you. It's good, no? Thank you.
Can I say something?
Yes, yes.
In that process you just explained, where, for example, you're driving the car, no? So you're driving the car, no? And then the mind is kind of already in the next step of what then to do, or wanting to use the time maybe to be efficient, and what I feel there's something to maybe clarify a bit of, because I see when I just reject the thought, it's almost, it doesn't come back to the source. Like I don't feel myself through that more. But the feeling of kind of bringing it into my light, which I cannot do because it's almost like the seeing of emptiness, of beingness needs to be enough clear here so that it kind of feels this immediate absorption or joy with it. You know what I mean? For example, now while we are talking, yeah, you want to say something?
I just want to refine a little bit my understanding
Okay.
about it. So it feels like this to me, that when you are driving a car, that time very little bit of you can really drive a car. Meaning required, very little bit of you is required to drive a car. You in this case means everything. Thoughts, feelings, thinker, intelligence, and the one who is using the intelligence, all of this is you. Okay. So very little bit of you is required to drive the car. Now what rest of you will do this time? If it is not clear to you, now that not being clear is going to use you to do something. That something is what we call unconscious mind. Now we will be doing through unconscious mind, like unconsciously we will be doing something now, which basically is going to help us remain in unconsciousness more. But if you start focusing on the driving of the car right now more, then, and of course you understand the importance of this process, then what will happen is that more of you will be driving the car even if not required. And this method of focusing on the driving of the car will keep you in the present, meaning keep you out of unconsciousness. Unconsciousness being the involvement part more, not what is there, but more that how much we are involved with it. So it will save you from the involvement, that circle of continuous involvement. And now you will start involving with the present. Once we start involving with the present, more of ourselves can see the importance, the beauty, the value of it. And then more of ourselves will come out of that involvement with the past into the present. And this is where the actual real life begins. Now you will not have the what to do now. Like, hey, just part of myself need to drive the car. No, rest of yourself will just expand in a way. Just relax in the car and out beyond the car in a way. Like you will become the road also. Maybe, I'm just saying. Different people have different experiences. You will become the road also, in a way. So this is the thing. This is what I'm sensing. Please say if something else you are talking.
Yeah, that's beautiful. There might be a kind of, sometimes I feel the mind has this trick of having a memory of even of emptiness, no? And yourself, yeah, there's emptiness, everything is empty, but it's still yourself. So it's kind of, but I guess it needs to play like this to over and over really kind of understand clearer, no?
Yes, it does. So there is an emptiness which is not really driving the car in this example. Like it is not actively involved in driving the car. But also this emptiness is not dead, aloof or indifferent from driving the car. Like it is the love, it is working like a love for the driving of the car right now. It is like an embrace of love for the driving of the car. But there is something inside us. This try to understand the analogy of two aspects of ourself. One aspect of ourself is this emptiness, true emptiness of the being, which is not really involved in doing anything ever. Another aspect of ourself has many layers, like many layers and many labels of energies. And only the initial outer labels of energies are used by us for anything, including driving the car. And as long as there is any layer of energy left inside us, not involved in doing what we are doing right now, this part is going to keep doing some business, no? And then when it is not a spiritual mind or a state of affairs, then it does something else, like it imagines things, past, this and that. When it is spiritual, then it creates something called emptiness, for example. So it's not really something bad in a way. It's an innocent process internally. Unconscious mind is a very innocent mind. It's not cunning mind. It's not trying to harm you, not knowingly, no, but unknowingly. But when you will be able to taste the true emptiness of your being, and that is only possible when you are samagra, total in what you are doing. Like if you have been total even once, you will know what emptiness is truly, no? That you are. No? Like whole of yourself, nothing of you is saved from you. From like you are not trying to sit quietly. Whole of you is involved completely into what you are doing. And yet something remains saved in a way. That is emptiness of the being. No? Then you will not be deceived by this false emptiness created. But it is not something like, it doesn't have an intention to fool you, but still we get fooled by it because of not having the introduction of true emptiness. Samagrata is the way to that introduction to the true emptiness also. So it's like a gradual process of maturity in a way, which is a very beautiful thing really. Like there is nobody in a hurry here. No? It's a beautiful thing.
Thank you for you, Rajee.
Thank you, thank you. Like you have started sensing already that when even if it is emptiness, it is kind of dead. It feels like something is dead about it. Like my driving of the car is much more alive actually than my emptiness. This is not the true emptiness really. True emptiness is so much more alive than the whole of life and all the activities of life that we lose interest in those activities at some point. We never, when we start waking up, we don't give up things without any reason. We give up for something higher than that, of the same quality or same direction or something. So our emptiness is much more aliveness than any aliveness we experience. No? Anywhere. So that's why our true emptiness is very different. There are no confusions, by the way, in reality. Because in reality, we are only getting more than what we have. Then we are getting more, then we just give up what we have right now in our hands. No? Like this is a very beautiful analogy I also have shared that your hands are full of colorful stones, and when you get to diamonds, you will simply let them go. This is what is let go. He said like that. And you will pick the diamonds. So what happened? Oh my God, I have to give up something. Oh my God, I gave up something. I decided to. Is any such thing going to happen? Not really. It will be also silent and without any pain or disturbance or anything. It's all joy. More joy, more joy, more joy, more joy. The way of the being, the way of the longing is more joy, more joy, more joy, more joy. It's not really ever replacing something called unhappiness with happiness, no such things. That is the idea of the mind and the way of the divided self, which keep dividing everything into two. I think it's good. Thank you. Thank you. Yatri, you want to say something?
Namaste, Rajee. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah, since you were talking about listening, I'm trying to listen to you in the as if I hear your vibrations, and I am experiencing more calm, stillness, and also a lot of body pain, as if I need to run away. And I thought that maybe I just stay here and come forward, talk to you a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you do physical exercises enough? Like, do you run enough in the physical body so that your body remains healthy and energies get dissipated continuously?
I don't run, but I
Run
do a
means
lot
like
of.
doing physical exercises, whether running, walking, or anything like this.
I do pranayama. 10,
Pranayama is
15
not counted
minutes.
in this. I'm talking about physical exercise.
Not much.
So then it's a true report actually. Meaning what is happening here is that you, the soul, decided to listen and you are benefited by it. It is good. So this is all very good. But what about your body? Now your body basically is not active, meaning your mind is not active right now, actively involved in anything, no? You are just focusing on one single thing and not, mind is not given chance to be active, and that's why body is also not given chance to be active, no? Now body is saying that, hey, my energies are not recycled well, no? Like last night's sleep did not bring me to zero. Body is saying like this. Still energy was left to be spent, no? What about that? So body is trying to run away now from here. It's an actual report. It's not like just only egoic. Sometimes it is egoic also. You see what I'm trying to say? And if we can keep removing the regions of restlessness from our satsang and from our meditation, the satsang and meditation will start becoming more pleasant, more joyful. But for now, if you feel it's an actual body pain, you need to do something obviously about it, you will do it. But if it feels like just a momentary thing, can be ignored, no? Yeah. But we should really take these things more like from a place of stable understandings now. You know what I mean? Not like, oh, just imposing everything. I don't care about it. No? We cannot have like I'm more really interested in sustainable spirituality, you can say, in a way, no? What I mean? Sustainable spirituality is not really just we are like, moving in a loop and losing continuously and without gaining anything. No, we are continuously gaining also a little bit, no? Bit by bit. This is the sustainable spirituality for me. So I think it's good. Anything else?
Also, regarding this, one member said about these voices. So I also experience or observe this in last several weeks, that similarly to the voices there is like image, and through that image it is as if a door, like in the Matrix, like from that door I go somewhere and I don't come back, like Swapnolok. Yeah, just illusion. And with I mean with voices it was like still voices also happen, and it is like holding up the court and making a lot of turmoil and making inner arguments. But when I'm still, the issue of having images and then getting lost, and I don't know, and just out of, I mean, without my I just go and I cannot come back on my will. So just I come back, I don't know how. So sometimes it is longer time, 5-10 minutes, sometimes it is much more. So I feel it is like it's just waste of time. So much. Like so this is just what I want to share.
Oh,
Thank
it
you.
is actually. Uh, so what I call keys, you should keep some keys with you and you should keep practicing them also. Let us try to understand the importance of discipline in spirituality. What is a discipline? Basically, is not really imposing something, forcing something on us, creating stress inside us or anything. It is more like creating a circle of activities, which is basically going to create something internally inside us and which is going to save us, like an alarm system also. It works like an alarm system also. Like when you are going too deep in the dream, in this matrix of mind, it will alarm you that, hey, you are going too deep, and you will be pulled back also, and or you will be reminded of that you should go back also, and it will help you also in coming back also, like this. So don't do much about this, but do something about opposite of it. That opposite is what is the focus of spirituality. Spirituality is not trying to attack the dream. It is just trying to wake up the soul to the reality. Where is the reality? Your body is reality. Your breathing is reality. If you can keep your focus few times a day, in the on the breath for 2 minutes, 5 minutes only, maybe, it is going to create that circle like a relation with the reality. You will remain connected to the reality all the time now, even if little bit. And that little bit is so much more, because we may think dream is very strong. Dream is not strong. We are too weak that it looks so strong. Not that we need to be weak. We are the soul. We can be so much more strong than the soul, than the dream. Then that dream looks nothing to us, no? So to gain back our strength, or to remember our strength, spirituality is for that. Spirituality is not for making the ego weaker or smaller. It is to making ourselves stronger and bigger. It's a direct approach towards who we are, towards the truth, towards the positivity, not fighting with the negativity or the darkness or the effect of it. No? Like this. So focus on this and not on that, and this will take care of that also. This is the whole point. Everybody who has succeeded in spirituality has succeeded like this only. That is a personal attitude towards dealing with the darkness, dealing with the mind, or dealing with the involvement with the mind, and that is okay. I think contemplation can help up to some degree in that. I don't mean that all the personal processes of refinement of mind and freedom from it are bad. They are good for those people who are living as a person, no? For those souls who are living as a person. But those souls who are here want to be free from being a person. Those processes are too slow for you, and maybe will not give you much. You need different process. This is a more immediate process. Focus on the breath for 5 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes, let's say, 2, 3 times, 4 times a day, let's say. And it's going to create a relation, your relation with the reality, and you will remain related with the reality. And this is going to save you, because it will keep your strength of your being alive in you, like this. Like you are attending Satsang, for example. I noticed that you are quite regular. It is not something small. It's a very big thing, really. Like you don't know how much it is saving you, in a way. Otherwise, that state in which we are as a person, we are living as an idea about ourselves, you see. And then everything of the mind is so much more stronger than you. But what you are beyond the idea, no idea, and the whole power of mind is nothing compared to you. So come back in touch with yourself now, more and more and more, and that is end of the mind, or the power of mind. So I think it's good. Thank you. Anything else?
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, breath is the only tool. Sometimes I think also to get in touch with reality, and like adrasya hai breath is also adrashya. अदृश्य ही अदृश्य की तलाश में मदद कर रहा है somehow. तो वो प्यार
He's more like a
बढ़ता जाए.
poet, no poet.
So
Adrashya means invisible is search, helping in search of the invisible. He's saying like this.
and your reminders and help one way or another, वो भी अदृश्य ही help है. कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है तो that is helping, and on time pushing little bit to take further step and learn more to walk. It's very grateful. And just last few days small sharing, like you said that about this stillness, be still. So sometimes I see that if I learn to be still, I am capable to move, to walk somehow. And
Can I just share
Yeah,
little bit my
yeah,
joy
yeah.
here, because it's something very valuable what you are saying. This is your strength, strong state of being. You are talking about the strength of your being now. The same strength of your being is felt when you are sitting and not doing anything. And also it is felt when you are walking and doing anything now. We think that my weakness of ego comes only when I am sitting and meditating and not doing anything. No, it is present in everything that we are doing, everywhere, whole day, every day. That same weakness is everywhere, in everything. That's why we have a chance to use any activity of life also. What is the understanding of samagrata, totality? Is to somehow highlight that how less we are present in anything that we are doing. And how less of ourself is doing anything, and how much more of ourself can. So this what you are doing, saying is very, very, very good. It's a real test of being. No? The same being who is sitting is the same being who is walking also. No? Who is still is moving also. No? This is good. This is very good. This is real spirituality for me. Not like philosophically, talking like. No, let's taste the reality. We don't need to keep discussing through concepts only. No?
Yeah, and just to say it further, I was not finding the word. Like in that same meditation, you say freeze. In that still meditation, be freeze, and also it is a way to melt also. I again and again,
Yeah.
because in a day sometimes then I suddenly have tears. Then I see, even for a few seconds, you say just, okay, few seconds you just freeze in that meditation. And just for a few days I'm doing, and I somehow say, is able to,
It's very good.
I mean, it couldn't happen with my will, but it just, with grace, your prasad. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's very, very good. What you are saying basically is that I don't maybe say literally freeze, but I mean is don't move. Just like don't move at all, which may translate as freeze in the mind maybe. But you did it actually well. Because by habit we are out, involved, engaged. By effort we will choose to not move. As soon as we succeed in not moving really, then because we are not going out, we will fall in. What you are calling melting basically is nothing but falling in. You are falling into yourself. And that's where you feel this joy. What is this joy that I'm talking about, this continuous joy? This is that when you fall, melt in. Like you have never tasted this joy in one sense, and one sense it is so familiar. Like, yeah, I know somehow, I know this is something I know more than anything else. This. And this is how one keep melting, keep melting, keep melting. That no kind of sign of you as an individual person remains anymore here. only the truth of who you are remains. Which is a very beautiful connectedness with the source of life and guidance from here continuously coming. It's very good again. This is what is real taste, like something really happening now. I feel it's very good. I'm happy about it. Thank you. Miriam, you want to say something?
Yes. Good morning, Rajee.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for this satsang. And I would love to speak more about this beautiful topic we currently have. And I want to report a beautiful side effect, I feel. So I feel we are talking about like stopping in between during the day, like for example with breathing and remember ourselves. And what I feel like a side effect of this, I mean, besides the beautiful effect of remembering myself, but in practical life, I feel this person life, this practical life is broken with that. So for these some minutes, I'm with myself and not with everything out there. And what I feel happened is that an earlier day was kind of a chain reaction of cause and effect and cause and effect. And at the end of the day, I had like 20 causes and effects, and it was a lot and everything. And now I feel with this stopping in between, like now we are coming to the side effect, that this chain reaction of cause and effect is broken. So I have maybe only 5 causes and effects in one session or in one time. And it even breaks down more and more, I feel. So then I have one cause and effect, and the thing is done. I'm hungry, I eat, done. I don't have to think about it, I don't have to plan about it, it's just there. And then the next thing comes, and the next thing comes. But in itself, like not so much related to before or after. And I feel the whole cause-effect thing gets so much more beauty and perfection in it, because I can really be there for it, like really attend it, and not being in this chain reaction thing. Yes, this I wanted to report, and I would love to hear more about it if you have anything
It's
to make it more clear.
Yeah, it's very, very good what you are saying. I so thoroughly enjoyed your sharing. We are the ego energy is like a restless energy. Like there is a struggle going on. Like there is a memory and experience of unhappiness and suffering and everything going on here. And this energy basically reacts only. Of course, it is always we are trying our best to kind of respond to the situation, to the interaction with anybody, but it does not really come from that calmness, that wholeness, that joyfulness of our being. And that's how, when it is coming from this restlessness, from egoic energy, it becomes like a circle, as what you are talking about, a circle. Like from one reaction, egoic reaction to another, to another, to another, to another, to another. Where to break? This is what we are talking about. And you are saying that this is how I break it. That I focus on my breath. I take a break for a few minutes. This taking a break from few minutes is very important. But generally speaking, what happens is that when we don't know ourselves other than what we think we are in this reactive state of ego, then we will feel that what will happen? Why stopping? I will just, during this time when not doing anything, I will be just living that reactiveness, that restlessness. No? So that's why maybe it is not same for everybody. It is different for you because you have started sensing and feeling and living the truth of who you are. So this time becomes like a way to withdraw yourself from everything into the truth of yourself. It is like rejuvenating, realigning or recalibrating yourself, Like you are the true center of your being, of your life actually. There is no other true center than you, no? So what you are doing is that whenever before you feel off balanced, you already start coming in the balance and in contact with yourself. And you are doing it regularly now because you see that I don't want to take chances anymore. And this has been one of the most fundamental practice to remain in touch with ourselves. What is this? Keep in touch with yourself. Remaining in contact with ourselves. What is this? It is this what you are saying, and it gives us a kind of a direction. Like it gives us a stability basically. Like we, for example, not only start doing the right things, we start doing the right thing in the right amount also in a way. Like how much to speak, what to speak, not to speak, when to speak, when not to speak, all of that start happening from here. So this is that way of being, and this is the life of the being that I have been talking about. Living as a being. This is what is living as a being. No? Not that not living everything of the day, or the same relation, same activities, but now living differently from a different place of being. No? Like now you are deciding what you want to decide, not the restlessness inside is deciding. No? Because whenever restlessness inside us decides, you are always going to feel, you must have noticed that you are going to feel defeated in a way, like something wrong happened, because now you will have to undo it also. Like there are always side effects of responding from the restlessness of you. Those side effects are what is the trap, what is this wheel of birth and death in a way. It is that trap from which we want to be free. Like from one mistake to another mistake to another mistake, it's like this, going on.
Rajee, it feels really like in this ego person state, it's like a fast running, like in this restlessness, and therefore when you run fast or drive fast and whatnot, the surrounding gets a little blur. You don't see each tree, you see like many trees, or like a forest more, like something green. And I feel very much with this approach, life gets slowed down in a way, not really, but in me somehow. And I also feel that I see the details much more of a situation, for example, and then also I feel much more abilities and creativity to attend this situation. I feel I have so much more tools I feel to my disposal to take on this situation, which I always had, but it was just in this restlessness. I feel I had no time to use it, and also in this regard, I feel like there is this Zen saying. No, you also sometimes say that you should meditate an hour a day. But when you're busy, you should meditate 2 hours a day or something like this. And I was always thinking, oh, that sounds awesome. And it's, of course it's like this. But I didn't do it. And now I'm doing it. And the reward, the effect is like immense, like, very much there.
Yes. This meditating when we are too busy, this basically is something like this, that there are some people who are not able to manage their time, their work well, no? And they are suggested to go for something called management, time management, work management, task management, no? Like take a help of an expert, take a training or something and practice it. And then they say, I don't have time for it. You see what I mean? No, you need to have time for it precisely because you don't have time for anything. Like it's a wrong model in which we have entered, no? So ego is a wrong model in which we have entered. It's not about not living life. It's about living it well. So we just keep seeing things in this example that we are saying, but we have to keep seeing many times. Or see once, see well, like this. This is what you are saying now. Then you absorb so much more in one glance, a good look at something, life situation, that we don't have to go back again and again. Sometime maybe, but mostly not. That you are able to somehow see that, okay, this is what has to be done and this is what I'm going to do. That's why anyone in spirituality, when asking the same question or bringing the same challenges to me, I feel that you really need to sit and see more clearly once and decide that what really you want, no? So I think it's very, very good what you're saying. It's really about integrating yourself, uniting yourself. It's just all about that in one way or the other. No? Like getting out of that divided model of ego, divided way of ego into the way of the being. It's just all about that. In what way it happens, like you are finding it like this, stopping, somebody finding like this, somebody saying that I can listen in satsang and I can start coming into that also. No? But the result is same, no? When we say balance one thing and it is going to balance everything, it is not going to balance everything, it is going to balance you. And this is exactly the same thing that we are talking also right now. It's not really the different many type of things. There are many type of things. Fundamentally, there are one type of things only, no? In spirituality. No? And we get confused about many things, many topics, and we think that, okay, many things are being talked.
I think, Rajee, that's the beauty of truth. I feel like of the reality that it's everywhere and everything, and therefore I can start everywhere at any time in a way to come to the truth. Like there is I feel there's a seed of truth in everything. And if we are talking about causes and effect or about listening or about meditation, if we catch the seed, we will always come out here in the truth. And this is very, very beautiful to experience that, I feel.
Oh, yes, yes. As you are more undivided in yourself, your wisdom is waking up to see that the seed of truth is in everything. For example, is there any situation in our life where our breathing is not present? No situation. As long as you are there, as long as you are conscious, as long as you are alive, your body is there, breathing is there. So this is one of the greatest seeds of truth, to get us out of anything into the truth. No? For example, physical body itself also. No? But living the physical body without thinking about it, living the breathing without thinking about it. This is the message. Not thinking about the breathing. Like we are thinking about everything else and believing that now if I start thinking about breathing, then I will be out of the mind. No. No, living the breathing. Because breathing is real. It is connected to the reality. Living the body, not thinking about it. So it's good. Thank you. It's very nice. I'm very happy that all of you are succeeding very beautifully. Because I clearly feel that there is so much to live in this life, so much left to be lived, so much more deeply to be lived. So, right now, no? Like, suffering is not really a actual bitter taste in our mouth or some kind of bad experience, negative experience. It's not really like that in the spiritual suffering. It is basically wastage of that life which can be lived in continuous joy. So it's such a big problem. It's not so small. But we are continuously lived in the ego state where we have settled with the too little and too late always. Too little, too late. Like whenever I get even a little bit of a glimpse of happiness, I am okay with it. Like we have lowered our standards of the soul too much, really. We need to remember that joy, continuous joy is possible. And possible today, right now. That's what I'm saying. It's good. Thank you. Samya, you wrote, how to listen others without losing ourselves and feeling drained. How to listen others without losing ourselves and feeling drained. Yes. I will start with something like a basic uh, outer level understanding of the body mind level, what happens, and then maybe we can go deeper. There is nobody inside, outside, other. There is no other which can drain us really, generally speaking. It is not that we get drained by others. We get drained by our own energy inside us, which is of the nature of otherness, like egoic. No? Like when we get unhooked from our own being, or when we get unhooked from that nourishment that we get from our own being, that we start feeling drained. So it's not really that others can drain us. They can only activate our egoic energies inside us, and we get pulled into our egoic energy, which are so intimate inside us. No, they are not like in others. They are just right inside us. No, so we get pulled into our own egoic energies, which are present, which are left in a way, and so we should not be focusing on others that time when we are talking to others. That's not the right attitude actually. Then we are already unhooked from ourselves. No, we should be focusing on ourselves that time when talking to others. Like focusing on our breath can be a very simple way to keep our focus on who we are. In a way, you can say we come out of ourselves too much during the time when we talk to others, and that we need to take care. Like we had one friend, and like he was struggling, like did not have a job, and like we all were like this that time, and then not a job and all that. Then he got a job, nice job, and he came, oh brother, I got this job, but he was so neutral, like nothing happened. Then one day after 3-4 months he came that, hey, I'm going to UK, and also he was talking like this as if nothing happened. He must be happy for sure, motivated for sure, like really doing the right things so that he could get this opportunity. But he was so neutral like this. So can we interact with other persons while remaining neutral in the being? We can. And there is a possibility that some other persons, there are some specific persons who have only a certain relationship with us of being a person maybe. That maybe will be affected a little bit, but not so much. But most of the relations, people don't really have that kind of demand, I feel, internally. They are fine with us as long as we are interacting and talking to them, even from the neutral ground of being, and from where we have a lot of love for everybody. Not personally, not in the egoic flavor, but it is pure love, coming from us. Can we do like this? Focusing on the breath, remaining neutral, not coming out of ourselves. Remaining neutral means not putting your car in any gear, neither forward nor backward. Forward being getting out of ourselves into the topic or the emotions or the thoughts in which we are interacting with the other person. Backward, gear is where we get lost so much in the memories. So it is really very possible, and it's very joyful, by the way, because now we have both the aspects of our self. One, our own being; another is the interaction, engagement, in a way, with the life in the form of others. It is possible, and I feel it is not really others' responsibility; it is our responsibility, clearly. Their responsibility is how they do things. Our responsibility is how we meet it. One more key can help much more really is joy. If you keep your focus on your joy of being, of this continuous joy that I talk about in the heart, and keep your focus on your breath, from this joyfulness, without breaking out of this joyfulness, many things are allowed in a way, or will be allowed by body mind, like interactions, expressions, very animated sometimes, not really very flat and like static or kind of not like stillness talking, but more a joyful being talking. No, it is possible. This joy in the heart, this continuous joy, is like a anchor, like it's going to ensure that we are connected to ourselves. Nobody in this world can sell you anything if you are joyful. Meaning not without your permission. If you want to buy something, you will buy. Nobody can fool you. No salesman can fool you now if you live the joy of your being. The salesman of the mind, cannot fool you now. So this is like a insurance. This is like a guarantee. This continuous joy is the guarantee actually. And we are not saying that while living continuous joy you become selfish, you become still, don't do anything. No. It is pure life. This joy is pure life force. But it has its own way, which is not really the way of the person. And our body mind will adopt to it a little bit slowly. Can I give you a very tangible example of it? Let's say you are telling a joke to a group of people, you are talking to the others, and nobody laughs. Then will you feel disappointed, unhappy? Yes, generally you will. But if you remain connected to your joy, you will feel disappointed a little bit, as you expected, you will not get that, but your joy still will remain in you. So you will be joyful and little disappointed. Oh, I will try next time. But generally what happens is that when we are not feeling joy, then we only expect the laughter out of this joke that we have told just now. And when we don't get that, then we are very unhappy. Do you see what I'm saying? And it is just about every interaction. It's not really telling jokes. Through every statement, we expect something, some response from others. And when that response is not met, we feel disappointed or we feel happy. How about continuously feeling joy while continue playing at this outer level also? No? So thank you. I hope that it will make things a little more clear to you. Thank you. Like this continuous joy should be our inner secret that we keep living always regardless of where we are. So good. Thank you. Anybody can talk also. Then we will end this meeting soon, in a few minutes. Diva, you want to say something?
Pranam, Rajee.
Namaste.
I had a question in relation to what you just spoke about focusing on the breath while you're talking or while you are in an interaction. So, the focusing on the breath, it almost sounds as if something that needs to be just a way of life, because if we are involved, let's say, in a family, so then the participation with people is like it occupies the time. So I was just wondering that this thing of focusing on the breath, how does one get it into life as, oh, is it necessary to get it as a way of life? That was my first question. And if it is so, then how?
No, it is not a way of life. This is one of the biggest distortion that is happening in the on the spiritual path. That spiritual practices, we are taking them as way of life. Not spiritual practices are not way of life or way of being. They are a method for doing something, giving us something. What is that something? That something is that by default, we engage with all the people, others, we engage with others in the egoic way. And through focusing on the breath while in engaging with people, we will remain little bit less less engaged or less into that model of ego. It is a supporting activity, not for like succeeding completely in being free from ego while I'm talking. No, many other things are done in the background also, like satsang you do, meditation you do. No, so all of that is already creating that ground where you start experiencing yourself. It is just about when we are interacting with others, that time we are not able to experience ourselves. Alone, when we are able to experience ourselves nicely. So just to save ourselves, like just to save ourselves from getting pulled into the ego at the time where getting pulled into the ego is very likely, very highly likely that we are creating a tool here. No? So this is a tool only for this particular region, for purpose or for this occasion. Somebody else may find this as another purpose of it or another outcome of it, but for me, this is what it is.
Um, Rajee, I got what I feel that generally the way the life flow would be, the best way to experience life is not via practices, but or inner transformation. That's how I keep feeling all the time. And but this thing of when human interactions, it happens. The aspect, like you just mentioned, one of the things that you said is um, the the pause and satsangs that help you already come to a ground of stability in day-to-day living, and like the breath also helps in this activity, just sitting and um, just coming back to ground. Um, but my observation was it's very joyful to feel the breath, but that is not, it does not stay for too long in not just human interactions, even in activities. The, the remembrance of your breath, um, it is not, it's not even very frequent. So
I understand this. Can I ask you a
I was
question?
like, yeah.
When you are interacting with human beings, let's say you carry a house key, in your pocket. Let's say you have your house keys. Do you forget them? Or you have money, wallet, phone. Do you forget that?
No, but that's a
Why not?
default.
No, it's not default. Maybe it is practice also, but it is value also. No? Even if some life situation is going to trick you in a way, like kind of a deception will happen, optical illusion will happen, or some effect will happen in your body mind, even then something else inside you will remind you that no, I have to check, did I lose my key? Like when there will be a key found somewhere in a restaurant, let's say. So immediately you will check your key first in your pocket, no? It's a reflex also, true. But there is something more than that also, that is value. In the same way, when we practice focusing on the breath, it becomes a habit also. But it is more than that value also. When we will have value for it, we will keep our focus on it. No? It's really all about value in a way. Like it's as simple as this, that when you will know that when I keep my focus on myself, when I keep in touch with myself, when I remain connected with myself, I do not suffer. As soon as I get unhooked from myself, I suffer. When it will become clear to you, nobody will have to sell you this anymore. You will feel, yeah, that's what I'm going to do really. Now, do you have to contemplate, what should I do? No, already it has been decided in this clarity, no? But right now it has not been seen by us clearly. What is the benefit of remaining connected with the breath? Or through the breath, what is the benefit of remaining? So this benefit we should become more clear. Then we will not have hard time in remembering our breath. Do you see what I'm trying to say? This is what is stable understanding, why I'm emphasizing on it.
In my experience, after being in satsangs and with meditation, there is to me like it's very joyful to even, like you say drinking your breath or just remaining in your state of joy, or it's really very joyful. But this thing of I feel it becomes more valuable because of the joy that comes along with the breath, or being aware of the breath. But the way it happened in life is more by, as you had suggested, to sit and like to take those pauses. So that happened because I realized that it's very joyful. And so the moment you said about this conversation, it's one of the weak spots I know of myself, and I felt this is something which there is a way, because it is very valuable. But is there a way, like just sitting, is there a way that I can do it and practice it and it can just flow into my life? So that was.
Yes, it is also possible. Once it will become very, very clear to you. No? Like when you will be sitting, meditating, practicing, focusing on the breath, there is a threshold. When we cross that threshold, enter into the truth of who we are, into the joy of our own being, we find it very joyful, and we don't find it joyful to come out of it, then we do not come out of it. Then it will become natural. No? You see what I mean? Discovering who we are. Like, what is this discovering who we are? Discovering who we are, first of all, is the first knowledge about it. Mostly we don't have the first knowledge about it even. At the level where we are understanding everything, we don't know really that we exist, that we are something. We are living as an idea about who we are, and we are living ideas of everything else also. So this discovery, the beginning of it is the first thing, that, okay, something called myself is here. Then second thing is value for it. Value for it does not come from it. It comes from its state of mind. Then now the mind decides how to value, how much to value it, and how much to value anything else now. No? The more stable understandings mind contains, the more it will kind of keep coming here. No? It's like being a stable businessman versus being a very, quick money businessman with a quick money mind, like let me quickly get money or something. Stable understanding means a mind which has a very stable businessman mind, no? Like which can see very clearly things, how they are flowing and going to flow and what is going to happen. So discovering ourselves is the simplest thing, and it happens in satsang continuously to one or the other. But giving value to it is the much bigger job than we think. Because of our belief of who we are not able to give value to who we are truly. No? Our belief of who we are is what is ego. And we have to, everybody will have to wake up from this belief, meaning we will have to see through it. We will have to see that I am believing about myself, which is what is the sleep of the soul. So thank you, it's very good. Thank you. Thank you. Because I found self-inquiry to be the most beautiful thing to do. I did myself, helped others also. Quite many, quite few years I spent in this. And I found that it is very difficult for most of the people. Not because it is difficult in itself. It is difficult because they just are not able to either figure out that what exactly I am supposed to do now in the name of ask who I am. And the more importantly, why should I do it? You see what I mean? And it is all happening just because of one reason, that we believe that I know who I am. But we do not know that we believe I know who I am. So this belief, which is unconscious belief, has to be surfaced, has to be brought into the light. So anyone of you feel like I don't want to do self-inquiry? No? Then I want to ask you, do you know who you are? Right now I am asking all of you, okay? And this can bring you to that clarity that no, I don't really know myself. No? Which is not a bad thing, by the way. It's a very nice thing to know that I don't know who I am. Because it establishes something very clear, that I am. Very clearly, it establishes one thing very clearly, that I am. We don't have value for this concept called I am, mainly because we believe that I know who I am, but we do not know that we are believing it. It's not true. Like we are living in an establishment, like a fixation of who we are, without knowing that it is a belief only about who we are. So when your knowledge about who you are is an imagination of you, a belief of you, what about anything else? What about everything else? Can it also be true that it is all a tree of connected beliefs maybe? No? Is it possible? Let's think. We know some things for sure, but not many things really. Like we know some things truly, because we are soul, everyone is soul. But we know so little. And we believe so much that, this process of awakening is very difficult, mainly because of this reason. So thank you, Ji. Very good. Nishant, you want to say something?
Thank you, Rajee. I had one question, and maybe you can answer just briefly. I know we're running out of time also. We also have a whole retreat on this topic starting tomorrow. Yeah, but maybe sort of Joy, we can just talk a little bit. The question is actually, you mentioned this phrase, a joy in our heart. Yeah, the joy in our heart, yeah. And I had actually a bit of ambiguity about that. Yeah. So what I mean is, there is a being and there is a joy in the being, no? And then there is the physical body and the literal heart, right? So from a being perspective, I don't know if it's that level of detail, but it's the body as a whole that it's aware of, I think, no? So I would like if you can give, a bit clarify on that statement really, what does it really mean, a joy in the heart, yeah? This way.
Joy of the heart.
Joy in the heart, yeah, like
Joy
a
in the
continuous
heart.
joy in the
Joy
heart.
in the
Yeah,
heart. I understand.
Yeah. So there's a question, clear, Rajee?
It is.
Okay, yeah. Maybe it could be a little teaser for tomorrow also. So maybe
Sure.
like that.
Bring it up
Thank you.
tomorrow also. It will be nice.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So what is happening? Let us actually see it now. That when we are sitting, let's say right now. When I say heart, could be a place here, but it's not really about the place. It's about your center of yourself. That is the heart. Center means that place that coordinates from where you are doing everything. Like you are looking, you are deciding, you are seeing, you are experiencing. Like this. That is the heart. So in that heart, either there is a sadness. In Hindi we say Vishad. There is a sadness. There is anxiety. There is a fear that this life outside of my heart towards the body, mind, and practicality of life is going on in such a such way, in so and so flow, and I have to watch everything. What happens, what doesn't, and that will decide. There is always an uncertainty, which is causing mostly fear, anxiety, and sometimes joy. Oh, finally, thank God, I reached here. No? Mostly it is like this. Yeah? Because the joy is decided by how life will flow for us. But there is a possibility of experiencing your own being in such a way, like what we call focusing on ourselves. Focus basically is the attention or the consciousness that goes out in looking at the body, mind, and practical life, that what is going on and so on. This same consciousness, same attention, when comes back to the being that we are, the self-knowing, self-knowing. This really releases something. This releases some kind of fragrance. It releases something like some kind of fragrance, some kind of flow comes out of it. That flow is joy. It comes out of itself into the heart. Heart is that place where we are experiencing everything, including everything that is the effect of outside, and also including everything which is the effect of inside, our effect of our self-knowing. So continuous joy basically, or joy in the heart basically, is the effect of our self-knowing. A actual immediate effect. Every time, like 100% guaranteed. There is no exception to this rule, remember. There can be only one way, that you got so used to of this joy now that you still know it is pure freshness, but you don't feel so excited about it. Now you feel more excited about knowing yourself than living the joy. Meaning now you are more interested in settling with the source of joy rather than the taste of joy. So that's the only exception to this, that you will feel less interested. Otherwise, it's just so beautiful. Even when we are talking right now, when we are living the truth of who we are, it fills your heart with joy immediately. So like either we are paying attention to the thoughts, to the mind, to the ego, to the sense of identity and its life, which is creating some bitter taste in the heart continuously, or you are just focusing on yourself right now. So this is what I mean. I hope that it is clear, experientially also now.
Very clear, Rajee. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And we can explore more tomorrow. From tomorrow. one thing I noticed, which I wanted to share, is that there was a time when I felt as if my attention is glued to my thoughts. And I knew that if I can just unhook my attention from it and just, focus on myself. I'm talking about time before coming in contact with Guruji and, self-inquiry, introduction to self-inquiry. Before that, I knew somehow. We all know this fundamental things. But as if our attention is glued to the mind, that everything that we are listening, even including this what is being shared, Nishant, I'm not saying that you did not listen well. You listened well and you lived actually the joy also immediately. When you feel joy, I feel joy also here. No? I feel that you are able to live the truth of yourself right now. It's very immediate and immediately true. But still, even this, in some of us, may be not so clear. Still, we are thinking about it and believing that I'm trying to understand what is being shared or trying to live what is being shared. No, this is not the way to live it. That's why there are very few things which work for the ego state, not everything. Especially the knowledge of the truth does not work at all in favor of the soul who want to be free from ego state. Because knowledge gives a sense of power to the ego state where we feel hope that I want to continue more. But we will then continue in the suffering only, no? Away from the joy of the being. Suffering is away from the joy of the being. That's what is suffering. Mind is the place of a desert where we feel suffering. Heart is that oasis. So yeah, it's very good. Thank you. One last thing. Deepa said something that isn't it because we think the societal conditioning is a default when we look at material things carrying value, but discovering who we are needs one to create their own default patterns. Yes, it is true, Deepa, that we all actually have been, honored by the source of life. We all have been honored by the source of life in the form of the longing that we have in our heart. That longing is a blueprint of the very original patterns that will come out of it, no? Which are not going to be against anybody else. Living from the heart is not really going to go against anybody else. It is just going to contribute to the overall beauty of life a little bit more. No? While you will be filled with the joy, with the creativity and light of truth of who you are. No? So it is true. And basically making our longing free from the coverage of the ego is the whole thing. No? This is from where, through the longing, the light of truth start getting released. It start getting emitted. It start coming out in the form of creativity, in the form of expressions, in the form of prayer, in the form of love and care for everybody. No? But not really like a maybe particular activity, but more like a state. No? But it's very unique then, not set in a way. But it doesn't mean that it will try to reinvent the wheel, like trying to learn everything. Like, let me learn how to drive a car as a soul. Not like this. No, whatever training we have of driving a car can be absorbed or transformed, upgraded into it, no? Like this also. It's very good, thank you. So I think it's very, very good. Very nice meeting all of you today. Thank you. God bless you all.